Hello. In Chapter 2, we're discussing client resiliency building factors and the essential factors of effective practice. So, ethics and morals always play a huge role in counseling. Ethics guide how we make our decisions, how to make sure we're looking at for the best interest of the clients and whatnot. And our morals really apply to our professional practice, right? And how we apply our ethics, right? Ethical practice is a cornerstone of counseling and psychotherapy. And professional organizations and licensure boards require ethics competency among their registered members. Again, any state that you live in or you're practicing in, your licensure board is really going to have a set of ethics and codes and morals and regulations that is going to guide your practice. So ethics codes can be summarized as follows: do not harm your client. Treat them responsibly with full awareness of the social context of helping. The basic concepts of ethics are confidentiality, dual relationships, competence, informed consent, power, and social justice. We'll talk about each here in these next couple of slides. So, confidentiality. Trust is built on your ability to keep confidences, recognize and maintain compliance with state codes regarding confidentiality, and communicate the parameters of confidentiality in culturally competent manner so your client understands what the parameters and the limits of confidentiality are. So, confidentiality provides safe and protects autonomy. It includes agreement about the level of limits of confidentiality offered. Exceptional circumstances may arise which may lead to the breaks of confidentiality, such as self-harm, suicide, and harm to others, because we have a right to keep everyone safe. Ethical consideration is balance acting in its best interest of the client and respecting the laws and rules. So competence. So we want to practice within the boundaries of our own competence, what we've been trained to do, and what we have certifications in, or what we're capable of doing as far as our education and our training. So boundaries include education, training, supervised experience, recognize professional credentials, and professional experience. Recognize your limitations and seek supervision as required, and refer clients only when necessary. Informed consent. This is a process of informing your clients about what we're going to do with your treatment planning, what you're going to get in treatment, and describing all the aspects of those things so the client has the right to actually say yes or no to those treatments, right? So keep clients informed on pertinent elements as necessary. Before, during, and after sessions, we're talking about goals, procedures and techniques, risks and benefits, confidentiality, boundaries and competencies, limitations, and free collection of record keeping. Privacy rules. Let's talk about HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It protects handling and protected information. For a complete outline of HIPAA, below are some links that you can actually utilize and actually get a look at all the components of HIPAA. So cultural humility and multicultural competence. So again, is for the counseling process, we have to understand we live in a multicultural world, and we must be aware of our clients' uniqueness and who they are, so we can make sure that we're treating individual person. Without the basic understanding and sensitivity to a client's uniqueness, we can fail to establish a good relationship, and we can have a poor grasp or thought process on what the client's issues are. So, in the multicultural practice, dimension one, you want to be aware of your own assumptions, values, and biases because you don't want to impose them onto your client. Dimension two, understand the worldview of the culturally for the different client. Develop appropriate strategies and techniques, and act based on what you've learned. So let's talk about dimension one a little bit more, right? So diversity and multicultural competence. You must have self-awareness in order to develop self-awareness in others, right? So you must be aware of yourself, your own thoughts and processes. A lot of times we're not aware of our own belief systems, whatnot, and we can start to impose those beliefs or impose our opinions on our clients. Know your cultural background and distinction between self and client. Recognize your limitation and refer as necessary. You must know yourself so you can make sure that you can put yourself in the best place to be neutral and help the client with their issues from their cultural perspective and not your own. Understand that culturally different clients' worldview, how clients see themselves in the world around them. Learn what the client's worldview is, right? And continue learning worldviews through academic study, reading, and living experiences. You want to develop appropriate intervention strategies and techniques. Expand the traditional strategies. When we talk about that emic and etiquette approach, when you have your multicultural class, you're going to see the differences, right? Where Immigrant approach is going to be multiculturally relevant for that client. I'm going to make sure that whatever I'm utilizing is going to fit the culture of that client. Where etiquette approaches, I'm going to use this theory or this evidence-based practice, the same that I do with all clients, taking away their uniqueness, right? So we want to make sure that we're developing our techniques and strategies and whatnot to be culturally aware of what the client's culture is and their belief systems. So awareness, knowledge, and skills are meaningless unless you act, right? So be culturally intentional. Embrace your own awareness, knowledge, and skills. Use your cultural competencies in each session. Act with cultural sensitivity and respect in respect of those who are different from you. So elements of common ground. Consider that maybe bring us together. Some things again. We're committed to helping professions, the dignity of each client. I understand that you're a part of a multiple cultures, right? Multicultural means that just that. It means many cultures. This includes race, ethnicity, cultural dimensions such as gender, sexual orientation, age, geographic location, physical ability, religion and spirituality, and social economic status. So each of us is a multicultural being, and thus all counseling psychotherapy is multicultural. It is not a competition to think to or a win-win approach. Again, you just want to be open to your client's cultural worldview and experiences, right? And you need to address your own issues with prejudice, racism, sexism, ageism, heterosexism, or any other isms that come from each of those cultural factors we just listed off. Remember that race, ethnicity, and the cultural issues still exist in the Western society. So racism, right? There are three examples of racism: structural, institutional, or systemic racism; personally mediated or interpersonal racism; and internalized racism. So the respectful model is a model that's used to gauge a client's cultural aspects or whatnot, and you use this in an interviewing process. The respectful model with the acronym, the R stands for religion or spirituality, the E is for economic and social class or background, the S is for sexual identity, the P is for personal style and education, the E is for ethnic and racial identity, the C is for chronological lifespan, the T is for trauma. The F is for family background and history. The U is for unique physical characteristics. And the L is for location and residence of language change differences. So, major helping for professions outline codes that guides for ethical practice. Codes empower professional trainees to keep good practice, protect their clients, safeguard their autonomy, and enhance their profession. So, confidentiality, our moral foundation, diversity and multiculturalism, ethics and morality, ethics and morality and competence, informed consent, privacy rules, social justice as morality, and ethics is in action. All these things are part of the ethics and moral that goes into counseling. So awareness, knowledge, skills, and action for cultural humility and multicultural competencies, right? So with the multicultural competencies, we want to make sure that we have awareness, knowledge, skills, and actions for cultural humility, meaning that we're going to be aware of our own assumptions, values, and biases, and understand our own cultural worldview and the clients. Acknowledging moral personal dimension. Following ethical principles in the office is often not enough. You may need to act on a client's social context, work to prevent discrimination or oppression, advocate for the rights of others, particularly those who do not have a voice, such as the disadvantaged or oppressed. So, social justice, morality, and ethics in action. In the issue, concerns, or challenging the client and the environment are in some balance of two. It's the therapist's task to complete when the session is over, or maintain awareness of cultural, environmental, or social context of the client. A lot of times we have to advocate for our clients. We have to make sure that our clients are getting what they need because they don't have the voice for themselves at times, and talk about some of the issues they're experiencing, their impact, their mental health and behaviors. So power. Power differentials occur when privilege may go into skin color, gender, sexual orientation, or other multicultural dimensions. Dual relationships may increase conflict of interest, risk of harm, or client exploitation. Maintain awareness of open discussion. Work toward a balance of power and helping sessions. Advocacy again. It's giving your client a voice, making sure that you can advocate for your client, making sure that you're aware of your client's needs and what they need advocacy for. Positive psychology. You want to promote resilience and optimism. Resilience is the ability to recover and bounce back. Optimism manage stressors and negative emotions better. Help clients recognize strengths and resources. You want climate change, right? You want a climate of sustainability and wellness, right? So climate change is one of the greatest challenges of our time. Several climate changes increase mental distress, self-harm, admissions to psychiatric hospitals, and suicide. So climate anxiety, the psychological consequences of climate change need to be addressed in counseling and psychotherapy. So we want to build resilience, again, that ability to bounce back, right? We grow from our strengths. Resolving psychological stress and other disorders require client strength. Identify strengths and known resources to improve client approaches deal with complex issues. You want to focus on building strength and resilience rather than repair, right? And remember, with that empathetic relationship, story and strength goals and restory model, guys search for strength and resources. Therapeutic lifestyle changes, right? So we want to begin building wellness for a lifetime of resilience, right? Therapeutic lifestyle changes facilitate health and brain. TLCs increase cognitive reserves, self-esteem, mental and physical health, happiness, and longevity. Cost-effective and evidence-based, and it helps you work with a team with other professionals. So we want to expand on our traditional challenges and newer methods, use traditional theory and more in a respectful manner, and build awareness of cultural bias and testing instruments and other processes. Stress management. We want to stress tends to damage cortisol levels in the brain. It's key to stress management is body awareness. We want to make sure that we're managing stress effectively, right? And self management is the key to wellness. So exercise, physical exercise can be known as a really good way of controlling stress and helping us actually get to relax the muscle body. Nutrition, weight, and supplements, right? You want to eat healthy, make sure you're getting the right fluids and the right food in your body or whatnot, because it can help you keep that healthy wellness. Social relations. You want to be with people who are positive for you, that create healthy neural networks. Cognitive challenge. You want to take a course, learn a new language, keep learning, keep making sure that you're challenging yourself with that rigor every day to continue to help the brain continue to grow. Sleep. A full rest is critical for brain functionings. Meditation. 10 to 20 minutes each day of meditation can help you get to relax your muscle body and makes a positive difference in your brain. Drugs and alcohol. They can harm and destroy your brain or whatnot. So you want to make sure that you're putting healthy things into your body and not putting things in your body that can be detrimental to your health and wellness. Medication and supplements. Interactions are often missed by professionals. So again, you want to make sure that um, what you're putting into your body is healthy for you or whatnot, and things that can actually cause you to be healthy physically and mentally. Positive thinking, optimism, and happiness. Positive thoughts and emotions rest primarily in our executive functioning, right, in our prefrontal cortex, right. So we want to make sure that we're reframing our thinking and staying in a positive mindset. Beliefs, values, and spirituality. Those with strong spiritual orientation recover quicker. Garden, take a natural break rather than a coffee break. So again, you want to find things that could be natural outside of just a coffee break to help you actually to get yourself to I call it a woosage, get yourself to relax muscle body. No smoking, again, putting healthy things into your body. Control screen time. Again, being on and off the computer is really important. Not trying to you're in front of TVs and video games all day. Relaxation and having fun. It increases dopamine. It releases the nucleus accumbens. More education, always healthy or whatnot, helps you to continue to keep the brain challenged and keep the brain growing. Money and privilege, not having to worry about funds, being able to find the best doctors and care, buying the best foods are not always available for all. But again, you want to make sure that you can benefit from having things that you need and have your needs met. Helping others in social justice action. Working for social justice and advocating for people are always good ways of continuing that positive neural network. Helping others in social justice actions. Again, racial oppression, harassment of all types causes stress and raises cortisol levels. So again, you want to keep those healthy neural networks and help yourself to continue to grow. Art, music, dance, and literature. Many of us find peace when we listen to things that we like, our arts.